some of my thoughts on these couples. So let's just put it in there. And excuse my appearance. Like I said, I'm just coming off of vacay, and I just wanted to, discuss some of my thoughts on some of these couples. So we got Mike and Brandi. Mike and Brandi, y'all. So what I'm not understanding is, okay, first of all, Mike comes to to meet Brandi's father and her mother, and Brandi she's a perfect mix of her father and her mother. So it's crazy to see how, how much they look alike, and you can tell she gets a lot of her personality from her mom. So they were a nice couple. I really enjoyed them. Mike seems to, be very, good with the family. He came with bearing gifts like Mike does. And, they just seem to get along. Now, my thoughts on Mike and Brandi, it's a thing with Mike. I feel like Brandi is the safe choice. I feel like Mike sees, a lot of, he feels familiarity with Brandi. He feels secure and safe with Brandi. I don't think he would really think that Brandi would do anything to do out of the way. Like, I don't see her cheating on Mike. I feel like he could be really, really safe and secure with Brandi, and he knows 100% of where she's going from, but she is the safe bet. I think that they are good together, but I don't know if Mike is all the way invested, because he still has Kayla hanging on his, hanging over his head, as in a what if with Kayla. And, he seems to be spending a lot of time with Kayla. He seems to be, engaging with Kayla, because, the last episode, Kayla knew a lot of answers about Mike. She was able to answer those things. So that they're having in-depth conversation. So with Brandi, I don't know. I don't see it going for the long haul with them. He may choose her in the end, because, like I said, she's a safe bet. She is, she's not going, I feel like she would be in it to win it. She would put her all into the relationship. He keeps bringing up this whole airline, her being, they don't call them stewardess no more, but her being a flight attendant, and, her having to, fly out. And, he says that he would have issues with that, but I thought we dealt with that a long time ago. It's not like she's going to be gone. She flies in and flies out. And when she said, in her and said that she would even mind, flying him in for layovers, Brandi, that's way too much now. He shouldn't have to have that need of that much security that I gotta fly you on layovers. Every once in a while maybe, but not all the time. So I'm hoping that's not the case. But Brandi is, she seems like she's going to do what it takes to make Mike feel as secure as possible, make him feel good. I don't know if it's going to get to a point where it's going to get overwhelming, or it's just going to get old. Like, I'm like, okay, I gotta work. I got to do this, I got to do that. So it would, I don't know, as far as Mike, I feel like they'll be great friends in the end, but I don't know if I see that spark that's going to keep them together so far. What do y'all think? Comment down below on what do you think about Brandi and Mike. Do you think that they have what it takes for the long haul? Or is this just like I don't know if Mike is just really interested to see, what Brandi is about. Do y'all think they smashed? I'm almost inclined to say they have. I don't know. If not, it got real close to it. So I don't know. I just think that I don't know. I don't know if they have that. I don't know. I know that they're attracted to each other, but I just feel like it's going to end up fizzling out into a friendship. I don't see where it would get to a point where it would get to a proposal or a marriage or anything like that. I feel like they would be very good friends, and they would end up getting bored with each other, or Mike would end up making some excuse about her having to fly out all the time to let her down easy. But I just don't feel like Mike is all in, because at this point, why not just tell Kayla, like, I'm all in with Brandi? And he refuses to tell Kayla that. So you're keeping Kayla as an option. Why? Why are you keeping Kayla as an option at this point? Inquiring minds would like to know. And the funny thing about their day with Brandi and her parents, he asked about, Brandi has to get like tests for her for being a flight attendant. He was like, you ain't on drugs, are you? So I thought that was really, really funny. Um, I don't know. I don't know what else I could really say about Mike and Brandi. I think they would be a good solid couple, but I don't know if it will go for the long haul. I really don't. Because I think Brandi says she's never been in love. And I don't know if Mike is in that space of looking for love. And he is not being honest about how he feels about having more kids. Now, he said at one point he didn't want to have no more kids. Now he says, okay, I guess I'm going to have 5 since she wants 2. So it's just kind of like, Brandi, I don't know if you want to jump into it with a man who got 3 kids already, who's been married. I don't know. That's a lot. That's a lot, Brandi. That's a whole lot. And I don't know if you really realize how much it takes being a stepmom and integrating yourself into a family. It takes a whole bunch, and you have to kind of like almost take a step back, but still be supportive of your spouse or your partner, but you can't be, you have to kind of know when to take a step back and when to be supportive. So it's a very intricate dance to be, to come into a family or be a step parent or bonus parent, whatever you want to call it. I've been there, and it's a lot, especially if the other woman, if there's drama between your partner and the other person, that's a whole nother scenario. So it's a lot. And then don't be late for the child support, child, because good God. And then you got family dynamics. It's just a whole bunch. So Brandi, be sure this is what you want, because you've never been in love. You don't have any kids, and this is a big undertaking to take on. I'm just going to leave it like that. So again, put down your thoughts on what you think about Mike and Brandi. I'm moving on to Randal and Jamala. So Randal and Jamala, they're cute. But I just don't see it for him. I feel like Jamala is going to be too bossy, and that's going to end up getting on Randal's nerves, because she showed in the getaway that she is like, she wants to be in control, and Randal is not he doesn't like that feeling of her control. So, and then coming from what her sister looks like and her mom, they all seem like they like to be women who are in control. Nothing wrong with that. But I don't know, Randal, if you could also deal with Jamala for the long haul. I think they have done the do, because Jamala is very territorial, and usually when a woman gets that territorial, there has been some exchange of some type of shenanigans between them two, and that's why she feels that she can act in that way, because she feels superior to the other connections, Kayla and Trinika, which Trinika is a non-factor now, but she feels superior to Kayla because she was like, we done did it probably numerous times at this point, and she's like, Kayla is like nothing, but she is, because Randal can't make a decision. He's just like a Mike. He's just like Mike. He cannot make this decision. Kayla is really making it hard on these two men for them to just say no. And I don't know what it is that Kayla is doing. And I don't think she's doing anything astronomical. I just think that they really ain't solid in their choices with these strongest connections like Jamala and like Brandi. They're not as solid as they want to portray they are. So that's what gives me a little bit of pause. And I'm just like, at this point, why even force a connection? If you're not sure, just say you're not sure about it. I mean, it's just, and I guess it's just for the show. They got to have these connections. They got to have a show where, people are actually, together. But I just don't know if Randal is sure about Jamala or Jamala or Kayla, because I think Kayla offers him, where, I feel like the fun aspect, I think he would have a lot more fun with Kayla than Jamala. Jamala seems like she's almost like a stick in the mud. Like she's going to be controlling. Like she is going to be that person that is going to kind of like, no, we're not doing this. We're going to do this. Like I don't see where she would, just kind of let go and let God in the relationship. She wants to have her hand in it. Because even when she talked to the best friend, she was like, I can see where I can make him better and I can make him more organized because he's not organized enough. So I just see the controlling factors between Randal and Jamala. I just see it, and and Randal looks wore out when he's with Jamala. Like she just energetically pulls from him, and he's just like, And I don't think that the type of guy that Randal is, I don't see where that would last for them. And Jamala, I mean, and I'm not saying Jamala should dim her light for any man, so she shouldn't take that either. So I'm curious as to why no one's stepping up and said, well, you haven't made a decision. So I don't know if they should be dealing ultimatums, but it's like, what are we doing at this point? Stop giving him the cookie. If you're giving him the cookie, Jamala, stop giving him, because he needs to think clearly as to what he wants. Is it just that he's choosing you because the cookie is good, or is he choosing you because he really sees a future with you? And I don't see where he sees that he actually has a future with you, Jamala. I just don't see it. And you're not going to strong arm him down the aisle. He kind of reminds me of Jamala, and him kind of reminds me of Camille and Cornelius. What was that season 4 or 5 in DC? And I'm just like, I feel like she is just like strong arming him at this point, and he just cannot make a decision because it's something about Jamala he just really doesn't like, even though that's his strongest connection. And I think it's low-key strongest connection because, like I said, y'all been doing the do. So the connection really ain't connecting because y'all is being clouded by a bunch of shenanigans between y'all two. And I'm pretty sure you are attracted because Jamala is a pretty woman. She has a nice body. She reminds me, she gives me Contessa vibes. They don't look alike, but has a nice body. She's, pretty and everything. But I don't know. I don't know on the outside, yeah. And now that you have gotten to know a little bit about Jamala, and y'all, I don't think y'all vibing as much as y'all would like to think y'all are. Comment down below. What do y'all think about, if Randal and Jamala are really vibing like that? I don't think he is, because I feel like a man at this point can make a decision and stand in his decision. Because even last season where Joy and Cliff, I mean, once the kid was like, what is it going to be? He made his decision. I was like, it's always Joy. It was always going to be Joy. Come on now, that's where we should be at this point. It should be Joy, whoever you are choosing. It should be your strongest connection at this point. Y'all should be vibing. Y'all should be really getting to know each other on that level at this point in the process. But you still wrestling around with, is it Kayla? What should I do? Or Randal, is it that you're just that much of a pushover that you can't tell Kayla that you don't want to be with her? And I don't think Kayla would care either way. Just say what you're gonna say. Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest, Randal. That's just if I was Jamala and Kayla, I'd be like, because you can't even. How do I expect you to be in a relationship with me and be, have some type of leadership in my relationship, and you can't even make a simple decision as who you want to be with? What is giving you that much pause? Like, what is it that you don't like about Jamala? What is it that you like about Kayla that's giving you, what's going on? What is really going on, Randal? I don't know, y'all. So what y'all thinking? Please comment down below. Please comment down below, because at this point, I just feel like both Jamala and Kayla need to just walk away. Same goes for Brandi too. At least, Mike is showing a little bit more indication, like he does like Brandi. But I just feel like it's gonna end up fizzling out. But Randall is just like wrestling, like he just don't want to make a decision. I don't know. I think it's, Randall and Mike are one and the same at this point. They just are going about it differently. Randall seems a little bit more indecisive. Mike seems like he's decisive, but he just wants Kayla around for whatever reason. To stroke his ego. I don't know. Child. Well, let's move on. Sampson and Shareese. Child. Sampson didn't show his entire behind to Shareese and her daddy. I mean, he didn't show his behind to his daddy, but when it was time for him to get let go, he showed his entire behind. And that facade that he been wearing, and I've been saying like he's been a used car salesman, that facade came off, and baby, that mask, what was under that mask was nasty, was a jerk. Asshole. If y'all know what movie that came from, he was being such a jerk. Like it was just ridiculous. Now Shareese had her bouts with men in this process. However, she did not deserve that. And when Sampson came and met the dad, the dad was kind of I guess wasn't showing his hands to Sampson and was kind of like acting as if like, yeah, he's cool, yeah, Morehouse, woo. And I'm telling you that I know it's a famous saying. I don't know if it's famous, but it's a saying about Morehouse men. You can tell a Morehouse man, but you can't tell him much. So you can tell a Morehouse man from another man, but you sure can't tell him much, because some Morehouse men, I ain't saying all, but some Morehouse men have this arrogance that I went to Morehouse and I know more than everybody out here because I went to Morehouse. I don't know if that is what they breed them to think, but I'm telling you, I've dated one and you can't tell them much. You cannot tell them much. So needless to say, Sampson, he went in with his representative to, with the dad, thought he was winning over the dad, and the dad could kind of see that, yeah, he a player, and he ain't being all the way genuine. So, he was throwing him some questions, and I guess he wasn't really showing Sampson, that, he had some red flags. Shareese and her dad ended up, getting into it because Shareese wanted him to go hard, but the dad was like, I see him in me. And that ain't good because her dad is like, used to be a player, used to play women. So he was like, if I see who I used to be in him, you better watch out. So Sampson, first of all, Sampson been playing the game for the longest. He been playing the game. You ain't bit more want to be with Shareese more than, or saw anything with Shareese. You didn't see anything for her. You didn't want to be with her. You were just wanting to be on a TV show for whatever reason. And you got your little 10 minutes of fame, and now bye Sampson. Bye Sampson. Because you was really not trying to get to know her. That's why you weren't letting her in. You didn't want her to know nothing about you because you weren't trying to go there with her. You weren't trying to be with Shareese, which is fine, but say that. Why string Shareese along? Why? And then when she calls you out on it, you make her feel like you gaslight her to make her feel like she the crazy one for even saying that. And then want to, say, oh, Hurricane Shareese and her attitude. You're trying to do that. And then when she comes on a date to try to determine if you are ready to love, you start throwing her indiscretions in her face. Sampson cannot be trusted. It's something deeper about Sampson, and I bet you it's really, really ugly. I bet you it's really, really ugly once you get down to it. And he around here being somebody's life coach. Well, they always say, psychiatrists end up crazier than the patient. So I don't know. I don't know if I don't think Sampson it's always I don't want to say a red flag, but it's something to say that a man who is 48 years old, never been married, don't have any kids, and you are acting the way you're acting, like you just I don't know where's your life experiences. I mean, even with his ex really didn't give much details, and I'm almost like, was she really an ex? Like, I don't know if Samson wanted people to get to know who he really is because he has something to hide. And if you don't have anything to hide, you just came on here to get famous. And that's why you be lurking around on all these channels. When they go live, like Little Black Book, he's always lurking on there. Crystal XO, he's in the comments all the time, trying to see what cast members are saying about him. Probably, trying to, say whatever. It's just Samson. Mm-mm. If any ladies y'all come across a Samson, y'all need to run the other way. If he's not giving you any vulnerability, he's not letting you in, he's trying to hide something for a reason. A reason. And Samson is not, I don't know. I don't know. I would I don't know. It almost comes to me like a sociopath type thing. And I don't want to call him that, but it just gives me that type of vibes. Like I can't like you don't want nobody to know anything about you. All we know is that your dad died and your mom had to pick up, Coke cans for money, and you got some sisters, and you got other siblings. That's all we know about Samson. And I think he went to Morehouse. I wonder if he's a Kappa. I wouldn't be surprised if he was. But yeah, he went to Morehouse, and that's all we really don't know much about Sampson. He's 48. And I just don't like the way he handled Shareese at the end. It was really indicative on who he really is at his core. He's mean. When the tough get going, this is how you act. So if we had a disagreement as a couple, you would probably bring up all my indiscretions and throw it in my face to try to make me feel bad about myself. How dare you? Moving on for Samson. So now we got Swayze and Katie. And Swayze was scared to go into another meet and greet with one of Cadian people because, good Lord, with the friend, it went a whole different direction with the friend. And they've been they've been going smooth for but ever since that happened, they've been kind of smooth. But, he meets Cadian's godmother, and, she talks about what is it that their issues are, and they came up with communication because Swayze doesn't like to be vulnerable, and I guess Swayze has a lot. He's holding a lot. I don't think it's not like Samson in any way. I don't think it's like that. I think he's playing things close to the vest because I feel like he feels like he has probably more to lose. He has a child. I can't let you in and start meeting my child and then things go crazy. So I get it, but also you got to give a little bit more. And I can see, maybe he's not giving as much to Katie, because look at what happened when he did reveal something to her. You told your friend that he don't like black women, and then it went into a whole scenario where he felt attacked about his choices in women. So yeah, I might pull back a little bit because I don't know if it's going to be held against me again. So I can see why Swayze may be a little reluctant to let Katie in. Um, but the streets say that they are still together. They've been on IG together. Um, but I mean, y'all remember what's her name? Alicia and I don't think it's Donovan, Dante. And Dante, they was going strong afterwards. They was on IG together, but then it came out that Dante was cheating, got babies on the way, and all type of stuff. And it was like a big blowout. So I don't know if that could be, how Swayze. I think Swayze is a good guy. I really do. I think Swayze is a good guy. I think he's just a regular guy. He likes to have fun. He has a taxing job. He's a fireman. So, he sees a lot of death and he just wants to have fun and he wants to have a good time. He doesn't want stress in his relationship. And I don't know, with Kaden, I can't say that it won't be stressful. She seems like they have a good chemistry together, but she's also not going to back down if she feels like something isn't right. I'm glad that they are still together so far. I think that, if they can get their communication down, then I think it would be, good for them. I feel like Swayze just has to figure out how to communicate and how to be vulnerable and let her in to where she feels comfortable if you're going to be with her, if that's somebody you want to meet your child and to incorporate into your family, figure out how to communicate with her and figure out what you can say. But yeah, I think that they have a good chance. But I think he just doesn't trust Kaden all the way because of what happened at that dinner with her friend. And he doesn't know that it won't happen again. How can you know? Because I feel like it's almost Kaden's personality. She's a sniper. She's a sniper. So, I feel like, Swayze is probably like, I keep saying like, Swayze is probably feeling as though he doesn't know when or if he can trust her. So he's trying to feel her out at this point. But I if they stood together now, I'm rooting for them. I'm gonna root for them. What y'all think about Katie and Swayze? Are y'all rooting for her? Y'all feel like they should break up? They seem to have some chemistry. They was the only one in the house that seemed like they had some genuine chemistry. Quiet as it's kept. So who knows? Moving on to Kayla, Mike, and Randall. Kayla, Mike, and Randall. I feel like I kind of touched on this when I talked about Brandi and when I talk about Jamala. But I enjoyed Kayla's dad. Kayla's dad came with the questions. He turned some questions on Mike. You got a daughter, okay? Well, if you were in the same situation with your daughter, what would you say? And he said, I would want to know what his intentions are. He was like, okay, well, go ahead and answer that question. Answer that. So I liked her dad. I definitely see Kayla is a great mix of her mom and her dad. I see why Kayla is the way she is because I feel like they've kind of groomed her to be that way. And I don't feel like it's a bad thing either. But Kayla, I don't want her to settle for anybody. And she shouldn't be anyone's second choice. I hate that she's even considering being someone's second choice. Or maybe that's just not what he's spinning to her, but I'm just saying, I feel like she's always the odd man out. Even at the getaway, I feel like, no, she knew it. She said that no one checked on her. No one cared about how her feelings were. And, they just didn't make her feel wanted. And I'm like, no one should make you feel like that. Nobody you're interested in. Like, it should not be that way. And I hate that they did that to her. And I kind of low key hate that she's still in this process to even continue on with this. We'll see what's going to happen with that. It would be a doozy if Mike ends up choosing Kayla in the end. Girl, I don't know what would happen if Mike ends up choosing Kayla. Woo! That would hurt her to her soul. That would hurt her to her soul if Mike chose Kayla in the end. That would hurt. I don't think Mike would have it in him to do that. I really don't. And if I don't know. I don't think Jamala would be as hurt as she would be as pissed off. If Randall chose Kayla over Jamala, oh my God. Oh my God. I swear, I think Jamala would flip the tables. I mean, everybody better, get the hell on up out of there because she is going to turn into She-Hulk because she is going to lose her mind and she is going to be mad because she's going to feel like Randall has strung her along just to go after Kayla in the end. So I would be scared if for Randall, if he did choose Jamala. I mean, if he did choose Kayla over Jamala, it would be not nice at all. And the fact that Mike said he wouldn't change anything about Brandi, I mean anything about Kayla, but he would choose that he always needs to reassure Brandi all the time. Well, you wouldn't need to reassure Brandi if you would just make a decision, Mike, and stop stringing stringing Kayla into what you and Brandi got going on, or just let Brandi go. Or be honest with Brandi and say, I really have a connection with Brandi because I think Brandi is feeling like we don't really have that. We don't have a connection. I mean, Kayla and Mike don't really have that strong of a connection, but I think they do. I think they do. Mike just ain't saying nothing. I feel like Mike be posted on the phone talking to Kayla all night long. When he get off the phone, Brandi, hey, what you doing? And they be keying to the wee hours of the morning, her and Kayla, while Brandi is asleep or while Brandi flying to another location. I think I'm hoping Brandi is not being set up for being Boo Boo the Fool. I really am because that would be so hurtful for Brandi. I would be so hurt for her. Oh man, Lord Jesus, I don't know. That would make for good TV, but I'm just saying that would be so mean if they did that. It would be good TV though. It really would. And Kayla is a beautiful woman. So, I feel like Mike or Randall will win with Kayla or with Brandi or with Jamala. I don't know about Jamala with Randall though. I just feel like they are not really compatible. I just really don't feel like they're compatible. I feel like she's too controlling for Randall, and I feel like that's not someone that Randall would end up wanting to be with, like that type of a personality. She's very type A. She's very type A. So y'all, I don't know. Do you think that Kayla would be better with Mike or with Randall than their strongest connection, their strong connections? What y'all think? I think Kayla and Mike would be a good connection. I think for a good fling. I don't think it would be anything long term. Because Kayla, like I said for Brandi, Kayla, girl, you coming into a man who got 3 kids, who been married, you is still young and full of fun. Don't, if you can, I mean, unless you just fall head over heels in love with this man, girl, just do what you got to do, have a little bit of fun, maybe go on a trip or two, and then just check up the deuces. Do not get your feelings involved, Kayla. No, do not get your feelings involved with a man like Mike. He come with too much baggage. You too young for that. He got 3 kids. He been married. No, Kayla. Have your little fun. Do whatever y'all gonna do. But just, he's good. He's a good guy to probably date. But date him and somebody else. And then when you get tired of him, move on. That's what I would do. I would not get serious about no Mike. Not at all. Not at all. What do y'all feel? I mean, those are just my opinions. Those are all the couples. So I don't know. So I just wanted to kind of speak on my opinions on the different couples. Again, comment down below what you think. Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? What you thinking? We can all dialogue about this. Again, hit the like button, share, comment, subscribe. It's free. And it helps my channel. It helps me get, more viewers and all type of stuff. So I need your support. And again, it's totally free. I don't have a community at this point. I'm not asking you to spend no money with me. I just want you to go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. I got more content coming because I still got Married to Medicine. I got Real Housewives of Potomac. All those are coming. And then I got to do the Married at First Sight. And I sprinkle in the little Grey's Anatomy because I'm a Grey's Anatomy super fan. So if y'all like Grey's Anatomy, definitely subscribe. Come on. Yes. Again, it's been a pleasure coming back off a vacation and getting it done. I might look a mess, but I definitely want to come in and do a little chit chat with y'all. I will talk to you later. Peace.